Hello and welcome to today's show. And today I'm sharing something with you that's very, very close and very dear to my heart. And that's you, that's people. So, welcome to today's show. It's awesome to have you with me, and it's really a privilege for me to chat with you today. And I'm not just saying what I just said. You are very important to me, and people are very important to me because I know if I don't do something to give you what you need and what you want, then whatever I do doesn't mean anything. So that's why I titled today's message, The Best Salesman in the World. Now, yes, it goes about sales, like in business, but it's also much, much more and much more deeper than that. So I'm going to touch on a few subjects, and the first one is really about selling. If you have a business, which I trust that you do have, whether it's a job, whatever, but whatever you do it to the best of your ability and serve people. And when you serve people, you do not try to give people what you think they need or what they want, what you think they want, but you really help them to accomplish what they need to get. And you are enabling that person to do what they have been called for, what they have been born for. Then and only then do you really fulfill your purpose when you help someone else to fulfill their purpose. I trust that makes sense. At first, it didn't make sense to me. I was so afraid of sales. I remember the one time we just immigrated to a different country, and we started importing some products. And with some of the products, I relied very heavily on my wife because she was in sales and all that. But some of the other products, I had to look after the sales, and I was so afraid of sales. And I've been in a few sales positions before then, and even as I went to see clients, I would sit in my car for half an hour and just psych myself up just to get to the person, because at that time I didn't realize that I'm really there to serve that person. I wanted sales. I wanted results for myself. It was about them, but it was not really about them. And I terribly failed. Eventually, we had to close down that business. I didn't get it off the ground. And maybe I can say it was a failure. It was a failure in that respect. But you know what I've learned along the way? And that was one of the things that I learned, that I need to serve you. Because if I don't enable you to do what you need to do, then I do not provide anything to you. Then I do not provide a service to you. And that's very, very important. And one of the other things that I'm going to touch on, don't ever tell people a lie. Because if you even lie once, you might lie again. So don't lie to people because you want to prove something, or you want to make them think that you know something that you think they should know that you think. Don't ever tell a lie, because one lie it's as if it's like a hook, a fish hook. It gets hooked into you, and it's as if now you are bait and stuff is just attracted to you. Don't ever lie. It's not worth it, and you will regret it. So please, that's one very important topic, or one very important area that you should never falter on. Rather tell the truth and rather lose doing business with someone than telling a lie, and you maybe get the sale, but it's going to haunt you. And it's going to come out somehow, even if it's not that particular instance, but it will grow. It's like a seed that you sow. I always say words are like seeds. So if you sow weeds, that's what you're going to get. That's what a lie is. It's basically a weed that you sow. But if you want, let's say, poppies, and you sow poppy seeds, that's what you're going to get. You're going to get these beautiful poppies. So lying it's a no-go. The next one is very important for you and I every single day. And that is prepare for when the time comes. Keep on preparing, even if it seems as if nothing wants to work out at the moment. Keep on preparing. Prepare, so that when you get to that place where your opportunity just presents itself, then you are ready. And listen to my words. I say, prepare when the time comes. I do not say prepare if the time comes, because if is not applicable here, because the time will come where you will have the opportunity to do something or to present something. And if you are not ready, if you have not prepared, you are not going to be able to seize that moment. So that's very important. So everything that you do it in preparation and prepare yourself physically, mentally. It's very important to do that. And when you speak to people, tell people what God tells you to do. Don't try to do good stuff. Good stuff is not good enough. But do the right stuff, the right things that God puts on your heart. And if you don't have a relationship with God, it's also okay. Get into a relationship. All my principles come from Scripture. It comes from the Bible. It's based on biblical principles. And that's how I live my life. And that's why I can live my life the way that I live it. And that's why I can present this with you, these few pointers that we are presenting here at the end of this week. So it's very important. Only do what God tells you to do. Let Jesus Christ be an example to you, because that's what he did. And if you don't like that, and if you don't agree with me, it's also okay. It's also okay, because somehow, sometime, somewhere, you will have to acknowledge that what I'm saying here is the truth, because it is the truth. And the truth is not something. The truth is a person, and that is Jesus Christ. So please remember that. And it's not about having millions of followers. Many people we hear and we see that they've got millions of followers. It doesn't matter whether it's YouTube, Instagram, or whatever social media platform, or if it's political figures. It doesn't matter how many followers they have. It goes about the lives that they change. If they are able to change millions of lives through their communication with people, then it matters. And you know what? You and I are never going to know which person is going to receive what we present to them, what we give to them, and take that and go out and really take it to millions of other people. Like you should know by now, if you've been with me for a while, I always say, you have what millions of other people need, very seriously need. Maybe not everybody want what you have, but everybody needs what you have, because we're part of a body, just like a little finger, like an ear, like a nose, like a tongue, like an eye. Each one of us have a different position, and each one of us have a very, very specific function in this body. So these are only a few pointers that I'm going to give you today. I don't want to make this a long message. I just want to keep it a short message. So I'm just going to very quickly recap. So first of all is to serve people. Give them what they want and what they need, not what you and I think someone else want and what they need. That is the only way that we can serve, really give someone that's valuable to them. And by doing that and by applying these few principles, you will be astonished at how your sales just rocket, how you will become the best salesman in the world. It's inevitable, because if you apply these principles, just these few, there are many others, but only these few, it's almost like foundational principles, you will be super successful, because you will be able to change many people's lives. The second one that we talked about is lying. Don't ever tell a lie. Never. It's not worth it, because the seeds that are going to grow from that is not going to be what you want. So just get that out of your life. Never go there. And you cannot draw water from an empty well. That's what I said about the preparation. You always need to be prepared, because so if you have to present something and there's nothing on the inside, then you cannot give anyone anything of value. You can maybe talk a lot, but it's only when you really have prepared and when you have filled your well with good stuff, with good, fresh water, that is when you can present something to people. And remember what I said, prepare for when your time comes. Not if your time comes, because your time will come. And if you prepared, you will seize the moment. If not, the other direction. And don't ignore the needs around you. It's very important. You and I can sit back, we can think, okay, I'm successful now, I've done everything that I'm supposed to do, so I can be looked after. No, we are there to serve people. And don't think because you've accomplished something and you've reached a certain place where you think you're okay now, please don't let that trip you up, because there are millions of other people that are getting lost, millions of people that even die every single day. So you and I can never sit on our laurels. We can never sit back and think, oh, okay, I've done enough. I get so frustrated sometimes with people, and especially when they're getting closer to their retirement ages. Then, and they say, I've done enough. I'm just going to not do anything now. I'm just going to relax. Oh my goodness, it's not a good place to be. I decided for myself, I don't want to be there. I need to give you what you need. I need to enable people to do what they have been called for. And then also tell what God tells you to do. Don't just come up with fancy ideas and think that's what you're going to need to do, and that's what is really going to help people. Because in ourselves, we have things that we can do, but God only knows what the people around us, what they need. It's very important for you and I. And remember, the last thing that I said, it's not about having millions of followers, but it's about the millions of lives that you and I have the opportunity to change. And because you and I speak, and we've learned to speak, and we've got the ability to speak, and we've got the privilege to speak, and I believe we've got the unction to speak, that way we can really give people, sow seeds into people's lives. And it might not be something that you say, it might not be something that I say, but that's a little seed that is sown, and someone else may say something, and that person may remember, oh my, I heard that somewhere, and they might not even remember your name or my name, but that'll spark something. But then you also have a reward, even though you may not know about that, but somehow you will be rewarded for that as well. And that's really what I have for you today. To become the best salesman in the world. Apply these principles. Like I said, there are many others, but apply these foundational principles in your life, and you will see a massive difference. Even if it's not today, but you will see a massive difference. Make it your own, and then apply them. Thank you so much for listening to me. Have an awesome day, and I'm looking forward to chatting with you in the next show.